Oh, yeah. Yes, yes, yo, you don't stop. Big John come rocking a short shot. Welcome back to the big show. It's Taco Tuesday here at Call to the Pen HQ with the big man, the big man, with the big mouth. Follow me up on Twitter, formerly known as X. Scratch that, reverse it. At John Laghezza. Flow, sharper than a razor. Brian, OPMG, Insight. What's going on, everybody? Welcome aboard and buen dia, buongiorno. Hope everyone had a good night last night, man. We are really starting to cook this second half. You know, I'm crushing these under strikeout props. Yesterday, 5-3. I mean, listen, you're going 5-3 on an average of plus 145, 150. There's something going on, right? We really sniffed out a bit of edge, and we could have done a lot better. Such is the name of the game. Here at Call to the Pen, rate, review, and subscribe because that stuff matters more than it should. If you're following yesterday, we were talking about daily specials the entire year. We're going to keep an eye on today's daily K leader. DraftKings has been running a daily team run leader. I mean, people, if you follow my work, pin tweet on X will take you to my sharpener links where I have my baseball data. I mean, one of the things I just, part of the routine, whether or not you pay, you get the bookmark is there. Like, I literally have not put the Google Doc behind the paywall. It's, if you want to pay the $20 and support, you do that. Hopefully you make enough money to do it anyway. But one of the things that I supply every day, these implied team totals. Hello. They put it out last week. We knocked them. They put it out yesterday. We knocked them again. My bet got voided like a derp I am. I hit 2 of the 3 teams that were implied for more than 5 runs. We're going off a plus 12-1. I tweeted about it. I have the receipt. Seattle and San Diego. Seattle went and dropped 14. However, the LA game got canceled, and those got scratched. Other people that saw the tweet after got it at 11-1, and they won. So congratulations to all you winners. We'll keep it on those daily leaderboards. I don't know how we're going to get through all the work today. Let's just do the thing we do, me and you, Call to the Big Crew. All right, first up, it's the Baby Bears. Drew Guy Smiley on the bump against Reese's Pieces Olsen and those Detroit Tigers from 8 Mile. Detroit plus 100 even. At home, Cubs minus 115. You can almost get the Spider-Man gif a little bit. I think both of these pitchers are due for positive regression. Smiley with the 5 ERA, the expected near 4. Reese with the near 5 ERA, his Sierra near 4. Neither one within better than 8, greater than 8% walk rate. Both inducing chases. Both have suppressed hard hits. And both have been pretty good last 30 days. And again, you wouldn't know it from the ERA. I have this on the pitcher sheet also. We're at the point in the year where, I put in 30 days, Jeff L. See you, man. Welcome back to Sparta. How could we be the Phalanx without Brian, and Jeff? Insight, Far Sports, Matty K, Matty Dub, Frankie A, all the usual suspects hanging out in the restaurant where the chefs eat. Again, I've been calling it last 30 just because I talk too much. But again, if we want to capture one more start. It's 30 days plus 1 start. So I actually, when I do it on the calendar, I go back exactly a month and then up a week, and then it gets you want 5 or 6. So I call it 30 days. Both these pitchers have greatly outproduced those ERAs. Smiley, 7.5 ERA, 3.3 Sierra. Olsen, 6 ERA, 4+ Sierra. So I think both of these pitchers, again, due for positive regression. Offenses, both really struggling. Detroit, who was hitting lefties earlier on in the season, that's now in the tank. 267 WOBA the last 30 versus lefties. Cubs have looked a little up and down, man. Again, right, we're going through, this is why we look at the last 500 plate appearances as well as the year-to-date again on the sheet. Cubs were flying high, first in everything. They've really kind of gone in the tank. 220-17 BA, 5.5 barrel, 35 hard hit. Those are all bottom 8. They have not really been any good. The bullpens have both been mad. I think I had an under here modeled, and I ended up pulling it. I do. Jay, do me a favor. If we have F5, U5 at normal money, we'll go under. The 4.5 I'm going to leave. I want that 5th run, even if it's going to cost me 15 cents. Again, I think both offenses kind of a little downtrodden. Both these pitchers looking for a bit of positive regression. All right, Jay, so I'm going to move on. If you can get F5, U5 on Detroit at decent money, we'll take that one. Again, we're using BetStamp. Jay will tell you a little about it later on. Yeah, the 5 is viable. All right, let's move it up. Ty Black on the road for the Rockies, plus 230 dogs against Zach Not So Little. And the Flatfish of Florida, minus 250 favorites. We're at that point of the year where teams like Colorado have fully surrendered. Little, I think, is actually a lot better than maybe people think, right? You hear kind of, not saying no name. I never want to knock these guys. But, right, it's not a star name, right? Okay, I think that's fair. Not a marquee name. But the stats are there. They've stretched him out. 3% walk rate for Littell. I think it might be Little, actually. Do me a favor, if you have the walk rate for Little, if he's listed, Jay, again, if I call him out, we have to move fast. So if you can get under 1.5, when I call it viable, let's call it minus 130, 35 even. If it literally is minus 135, no, thank you. It's minus 240 for all you sportscasters at home. Jeez Louise. Anyway, his control is great. He gets ahead. Little's been very, very good. He has struggled at home, though, which has been weird because he's been so good. 315 BA allowed, 850 OPS. So something's going to have to give, though he's been excellent the last 30 since they've stretched him out. Colorado offense is just dog-ass right now. 26% K, 14 swing and strike, 83 zone contact. I just don't know if... I should have just decided if it's Little or Littell. Now I'm like stumbling. He doesn't really have the strikeout stuff to go for the daily K leader, even though we always want to tag Colorado, though I would say if he's like plus 100 or better to 1, go ahead. This one should be a steamroll. Jay, I didn't see the run line prices. I'm tempted. No, it's in the negative. We can bin Tampa as a money line play. No, I don't want to get myself where I'm paying minus 130 for run lines. I think I'd rather pair at that point. I've given up so many late runs. It makes you sick. The extra inning stuff. It is what it is. Very hard to cover. It's hard to cover. The Rays offense is not that good either. They've been okay. It's funny. They're one of these teams like the average is up, the WRC plus is up, but you pop the hood, and I'm like, I don't really see it. 13 swing and strike, 82 zone contact, dead last in pull rate, 45% ground ball rate. Those are not great. So let's move it on. We'll keep Tampa in mind. If we run into another heavy favorite that we like, I think Tampa wins. But again, unless the offense is hard charging, no thanks. Next up, it's the Gigantes, those San Francisco Treats. Rookie Kyle Harrison on the bump, making his debut. I mean, automatically, I think this is just bad chalk. And it's funny because they're coming in as a dog, but they shouldn't be. The Giants stink. Harrison's really struggled. I don't even know if it's the Walker, Taiwan Walker on the bump for the Phillies. Sorry, I skipped over that. Minus 145 favorite. But the Phillies are rolling. The Giants offense just in the tank, in the tub, circling the drain. Can I get a mercy flush? Giants, bottom 3 in runs, average, OPS, ground ball double plays, ground ball rate. Fly balls, WOBA, 73 WRC plus. They're really bad right now. And particularly bad against righties. Bottom 3 in WOBA and expected WOBA last 30 versus righties. Philadelphia offense starting to rock and or roll. 376 team WOBA. Lefty-righty split is strong. Gotta like the Phillies here. Harrison also, the control his control has been really, really rough. Again, maybe I overreacted disciplinary stuff. If we follow our work, it's at the base of a lot of my work. But like he just walks. And this is the minors. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 starts of 4 walks out of 21. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more of 3 walks. So I mean, you're talking, almost half your games, guys walking 3 walks or more. So that makes it a little rough. I'm not going to back Harrison. Mention Matty Williams' name and he shall appear. Matty Dub, what's up? Make sure you follow my boy. Swap the L's for 7 on the Twitter app. Brian Rose, what's going on? Seeing you now. OPMG, welcome aboard. The crew is assembled. Voltron in effect. I mean, I just think I like Philly to crush. I always get caught at these minus 145. I call them parlay pieces. I don't know if I want to parlay it with the Rays. Maybe we will. I mean, Rays and Phils sounds pretty good. I don't know if I want to back Walker. Maybe we'll just fade the Phillies. Again, Walker is he's the mystery piece here. Again, I'm seeing a 4 ERA I'm calling it recent. It's at 400, 500 pitch range. But the K-minus Walker ERA up near 6 and the Sierra up near 6 as well. Hard to get in an over because the Giants' offense has been so terrible, but the bullpen has a 5 ERA as well. Philly team total, probably where it's at. Jay, is that up? And then we'll move it on. So let's call it Phillies team total if it's 5 flat at a viable price or better. Jay, we're smoking right now. It's a 4.5. Let's hit that. That's what I want. I don't trust Walker. We love the Philly offense. I don't trust Harrison. The Phillies are hitting home runs, and Harrison is walking the world. So we're going to go over 4.5 on the Phillies team total full game and move it on up to The south side of the boogie down Bronx with Josiah Gray and the Nats are plus 165 dogs against my New York Yankees and Carlos Rodon. What a terrible season he's having. Again, the biggest L for love. L for love. I am having a fantastic fantasy baseball season. If you followed my ranks, you also had a fantastic season. If you didn't follow my ranks, it's the piece of work I'm the most proud of, which I hope says a lot. But with the wins come the losses. I had Carlos Rodon all the way at the top. That was my ballsy ace pick. And, injuries plus lack of production. So let's get into the split that I like. Jay, let's not bury the lead. I got plus money on Washington through 5. Washington bullpen's actually been pretty good, so they're not necessarily a team you need to avoid. Just the Yankee bullpen is good. Again, you see the big ERA for Washington recently. They had a couple bad blowups. The Sierra sub-4, the walk rate 7%. That stuff's okay, but I would like to keep this to 5. Let's get the plus money on the run line. Again, Josiah Gray, just a really heavy split. The way he pitches doesn't play up well in Washington. Sub-4 ERA, but a 1.5 whip. The indicator's up near 5. The thing, again, you want to look at with Gray is the split on the road. 245 batting average allowed. That's a 684 OPS, 2.8 ERA. 3/4 of a homer per 9 for Josiah Gray on the road, where Rodon, it's just been an abject disaster. Again, I love Rodon. I think when he's cooking, you're talking about ace-level stuff, like legit Cy Young vote-getting top 8 overall starting pitcher stuff. However, so far this year, it's a 7.3 ERA, 1.5 whip, 834 OPS, xFIP over 6, Sierra over 3.25, expected ERA at 5.5. So there's that agreement across the estimators. 15% walk rate. It's just an abject disaster for Rodon. Plus, the last time he's pitched was, you figure, 3 weeks ago on the 6th. He went 2 2/3. So we haven't seen him throw more than 58 pitches in heaven knows how long. And there was no rehab start in the minor league. So workload could be a concern. Give me Josiah Gray and the Nats offense, which, again, probably has the edge right now. Let's take a look. Last 500 PAs really quick. 269 team BA for the Nats. 18% K. They're incredibly hard to strike out. They make a ton of contact, 89% zone contact, and a lot of pull. So they've produced. Flip side, Yankees kind of suck. 225 team BA, 29% K rate. And Josiah Gray not really rocking the K metrics. 20% K for him, 11 swinging strike, 26.5 whiff, really just average. The Yankees are one of the worst strikeout teams in the league. Again, they're taking their walks as well, which might hurt us for a daily K leader. See how those two things work together. The Yankees they're just not being aggressive. They're just looking at everything, walks and balls. So if Josiah Gray's throwing strikes, he's going to get Ks. Yankees also top 3 in chase rate. So to be worst in strikeouts, but top 3 in chase rate is just, you're broken. You're afraid to swing the bat. You're not doing anything. Matt Strauss up in the room. What's going on, man? Welcome aboard. Appreciate all of your support. I really do. The followers that, help me across all the different platforms and stuff, trying to piece together this thing of mine, K leader not up yet, but we are covering it. We always have it in mind. We're going to take the last 2 minutes as well to go over the board. The guys that we like. Insight says Rodon has monoitis. That's a international border crossing influenza affecting big time pitching. All right, let's do it. So we're going to take Washington F5 run line and move it on. Next up, it's the old man, Adam Wainwright, long in the tooth, pitching for the Cardinals on the road, plus 120 dog against Johan Oviedo and the black and yellow Buccos from Pittsburgh. I mean, what do you even say, Wainwright? This is just an absolute sin. That's what my grandma would say. This is a sin. Adam Wainwright, 8.4 ERA, 2 whip, 1,000 OPS. Every single indicator north of 5. Expected ERA at 7.7. 11.5 K to 8 walk. This is just not even possible what's going on. 93 zone contact, 11.5 barrel is nearly 2 home runs per 9. 406 expected WOBA, 435 on contact. Check this out. This is just atrocious. He is a minimum 350 lefty-righty BA split, meaning, lefty-righties both hitting a minimum 350 off him. 360 allowed on the road, 1,000 OPS, 8.25 ERA, 2.5 homer 9, 10 ERA last 30 days. I mean, this is just despicable. Pittsburgh offense kind of sucks, but they're taking walks, not chasing, making a lot of contact, which is where Wainwright has failed. St. Louis bullpen with the 5.5 ERA. Maybe we want to look at that Pittsburgh team total. I wonder what the books think of Wainwright today, Jake. Let's get the full game Pittsburgh team total. I think we got to call it at 5 also, but I don't want to pay any juice. If it's 4.5, I'll go to minus 130, but other than that, no thank you. Let me just check the algo. Maybe I'm full of it. Well, I've got them north of 5. So that means that I would go 5 at standard play. Yeah, okay. Because I think worst case scenario, we push. Man, if you can, people, again, we're using betstamp.app. Jay, bring up the board. It's a really good example for the video only people because we get this question all the time. This is a perfect example. 1, of why you need critical thought. 2, why you need access to different books. And 3, why you should be using betstamp. 4, why you should be listening to me. 5 runs, right? The total is minus 110. 4.5 is at minus 135. So that's 25 cents for the deciding run. Yeah. Hello. Yeah. That's one of the times that you pay juice. And again, a lot of times for a run line, a run cost you get a cent. So 25 cents is a discount. Jay, I really want to go over 4.5 because I saw this one somewhere. You know what I mean? Like, I know generally we pride ourselves on not taking the best price. And I know I did open my big mouth and say 5. But now that I'm seeing 4.5 at minus 130 means it's probably available. And I would just suggest people don't get the 5, wait for the 4.5. And if you can't get it, don't. Other side, Johan Oviedo has been kind of just a guy. Indicators say he's just a guy. 20K to 10 walk, just a guy. Doesn't get ahead, 44 ground ball. I mean, really everything just a guy. He's kept the ball in the park. And I guess that's kind of saved his ass a little bit. Everything just kind of meh. 5 ERA, 5 CRA last 30 days. St. Louis offense rocking and rolling. So maybe this one is a game total over also. It might have been double digits. Sorry, I'm scanning in real time. It's 9.5. That's why I wanted the 4.5. I guess, I mean, let's check the Pittsburgh bullpen. 4.5 ERA, but the Sierra is really good. The strikeout rate's really high. I really want the Pittsburgh team total. So, Jay, I would hit the 4.5 minus 130. If not, let's just leave it. I have to move it on up. I'm not going to see what you do. This one's up to you, big dog. Next up, it's the Bluebirds from north of the border and Yusei Kikuchi. I say he's looking pretty good as of late, and I've definitely made fun of him, and now I look stupid. On the bump, on the road, against Grayson Rodriguez for the Blackbirds with orange vest, those pesky Orioles, minus 115, slight favorite at home. Kikuchi's been excellent. 3.4 ERA, 1.2 whip. Indicators agree. 25K to only 6.5 walk. That's really the big one. 28 CSW, 28 whiff, 33 chase, and 85 zone contact. So Kikuchi really doing everything, displaying some control finally. Inducing chases, winning in the zone. The problem is, again, he misses, and his misses are middle. I've added that to the sheet. 8.5 miss percentage. It's not any good. Because of the 39 fly ball, 40 hard hit, 8.5 barrel is the 1.5 homer 9. That's just what you're going to get. But if the walks are reduced, the home runs are solo shots. He's been excellent last 30. Same for Rodriguez. Forget the season stats for him. After that demotion and the recall, he's been excellent. You know what? Both of these offenses really struggling against righties. Jay, do me a favor. Bring up the F5. I was fooling around with some CLV today. So I'm technically under the 4.5. But I was hoping this would move to 5 on the name brand of the offense. And like Kikuchi, Rodriguez with kind of, not the best long-term reputations. So I've kind of held on this. But with the over at 4.5 even money, it's not moving to 5. I'm crazy about paying juice to go under 4.5, but I think this one's in play. Let's check it out. Toronto offense stinks. Sorry, Canadians. 233 team PA, 670 OPS, dead last to pull rate, 5% barrel, bottom 3 expected WOBA versus righties last 30. Baltimore, 6.5 walk, 11 double play, 44 ground ball. Those are all bottom 8. 297 expected WOBA. Yeah, let's go under. Let's do it. So we're going to go under the 4.5. Toronto, Baltimore, F5. Just look for 15 strong outs on both sides. The bullpens have actually been okay. Toronto bullpen's been phenomenal lately. 1.8 ERA last 35 innings. We know the Baltimore bullpen's pretty good. So this one will probably be viable also. I tend to like to keep my unders to the F5. I've gotten stung a couple times with the Ghost Runner, and that sucks. A game is 2-2 going into the 10th. You're under 8. You'll lose the freaking thing, and it's like, I think I even lost one with a 5 run. Spread in extra innings, which is really devastating because it's greater than one swing. So, like, I was puking. Anyway. Inside says Kikuchi's throwing lightning bolts. I hear you, brother. Right. And again, that's where you kind of come here, I hope. Or, I've, not to brag, but like, I really have been extremely proud about this point, feeling like it's had some gravitational pull for very sharp players. And then, right again, why we call this 300, why this is Sparta. We're not huge. You know what I mean? I don't brag about that. Yeah, you see a couple hundred views and it's like, eh. But the fact we've grown and maintained through the dog days of summer, that analytically really says something about what we've done here. And again, for me and Jay, I know he's nodding along. Because like rate, reviewing, and subscribing, this stuff matters more than it should. It means more to us than it should. Yeah, and I like to think that the style that I bring, I reek of effort. Man, this means a lot to me. Right? I don't mail it in. And you know they're out there. Handicappers that pick a game, they copy someone else's work, a little blurb, then they go out taking pictures of them in bathing suits, complaining why people talk about the way they look. Pictures doing club pottery and fooling around when you should be working, because frankly, you're not that smart, So you come here because sometimes imitation, not to steal a line, but imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. So if there's any football people out there, Evan at ETR is the best line, grinding the cock to a nub, kid. I can't say I don't know hashtag no sex around here, man. My wife's a smoking hottie, and we're doing the thing. But we are working our arse off. So if you appreciate what we do, we're bringing it to you free. Press the like button. If you're an audio listener, 5-star reviews just matter. Like, oh my God. The compliment, the tutti compliment, just, oh my God, mention me by name. It's so stupid. All right, let's get back into the work. Next up, Bobby Miller in the trolley, Dodgers minus 205. Favorites against Fat Thor and the Guardians. This is the other one I would pair. I think I might have paired something else myself, but regardless, I don't hide anything. What do we have? Tampa early? So I think you can go Tampa and the Dodgers. If Tampa and the Dodgers get you to even money, that we can go. Bobby Miller's been awesome. 3.7 ERA, 117 whip, 3.75 expected ERA, 22K to 7 walk, 63 first strike, 6.5 miss. So he's getting ahead, avoiding that center plate, keeping the ball down 46% of the time. Love that. 7% barrel, 3% blast, 3/4 homer 9 for Miller. That's a 293 expected WOBA again. If you're looking for cheat sheets, I got the best, but if you need one stat, honestly, like expected WOBA and expected ERA are so good as far as being descriptive. They cover so much. And again, once I was pushing up against them, I incorporate everything, and I do. But I did the work for the Athletic. I tested all the in-season correlations and stuff, and like it's through the roof. It really is through the roof. You show me those, and you kind of have an idea what's going on. Bobby Miller, crushing lefties, 194 BA allowed. He's been excellent. Also excellent on the road, 227 average, 616 OPS allowed, 219 OPS. 1/4 of a home run per 9. He's got a 2.6 ERA last 40 days. He also checks the plus boxes. That's something else I've added to the sheets. I know the plus metrics, stuff, which is available for free on Fangraphs. Make sure you check them out and support Fangraphs. Stuff plus, location plus, pitching plus. I don't overreact to any of those. But I have found when you get agreement from them at 100 or better, you're looking at a good pitcher. Bobby Miller, 101 or better altogether, 125 stuff plus, 110 pitching. Noah Syndergaard, 81 stuff plus. He's been brutal. We knew it was coming. 7 ERA, 1.45 whip, 6.25 expected ERA. I mean, this should be a slaughter. Dodgers have struggled a touch against righties, but we know they're very good because they don't take, they don't strike out. They don't chase. They pull heavy, hitting the ball hard. Cleveland offense just sucks right now. It's so bad. They've only hit 5 home runs in the last 500 plate appearances. That's absurd. With a sub-7 walk, 36 chase, 48 ground ball. These are not doing anything well. 5% barrel. The bullpen's been pretty good, but Dodgers bullpen lights out as well. 43 2/3. That's a 1.44 ERA, 0.64 whip. The Dodgers are rolling right now. Rolling. Insight. Check this out. Again, I like the pushback. Sharpest comment section in the game. Insight. Drop the Twitter handle. We'll get you some follows, hopefully. Says Syndergaard since 2022 with 5 or 6 days rest, over under 8.11, record 2-8. Yeah, let's get him. I'm sorry, I think you're going the other way, and I didn't realize that. I only had one quarter of one eyeball on it. So let's pair the flat fish with the Dodgers. those are all like good. I actually think there's a couple of strong money line chalk plays. Again, I'm the first one to call it the donkey stuff. Excuse me. We usually pretty good with those, but sometimes good teams win. Oh, and they're a +10 by the way, so I like that. And again, it'll keep you from. I never understood this. People obsessed with only playing straight. If you like Tampa and you like the Dodgers, and you play them straight, you juiced out of your balls. You got to hit them both to profit anyway. I've never understood having to pay up to put yourself in a situation where 1-1 is a loss. Where I'd rather dial down the risk, still need the same hit rate, but open up my profit potential. Again, this is where myself and the total boomers, I guess we disagree. I don't like pushing up against experts in the field. I just have a different sort of experience. Maybe my line of thinking is off. Maybe I'm wrong. You know what I mean? A lot of times I find these conversations get into the weeds about like Kelly criterion and people assigning risk and probabilities to their own stuff. And I'm like, this is where you lose me. Because I generally come from a working theory that most of these games are 50-50 at the outset. The second the whistle's blown, it's 50-50. Well, that's what most people have a hard time really understanding. But minus 370. I'm just not really moved. We see it in baseball all the time. So let's move it on. It's the Let's Go Mets Go. Tyler McGill on the road on the bump against Bryce the Elder. I mean, this one could, and maybe would get ugly. I don't think I have the over here. It's already at 10.5. I don't even like to go to 10, but you got to go to 11 to get this one. The analysis is probably what you thought. McGill, 5.5 ERA, 1.7 whip. I mean, it's just nothing here. 6.3 expected ERA. I mean, just awful. 1,000 OPS on the road, 8.2 ERA on the road, 7.2 ERA last 40 days, 95 or less across the board, all 3+ metrics. Bryce Elder, don't be fooled, 3.4 ERA, 1.21 whip. We were calling for the regression, and that has come. Last 30 days, 5 ERA, 5.4 K minus walk ERA, 5.25 Sierra. Right, he's not fooling anybody. No secret. Braves offense best in the league. Mets offense starting to get it going though. So this one isn't over or nothing. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I guess maybe some value seeking and the 5.5 right now. Minus 128. I see a couple of those. Again, I generally go over full game. Mets bullpen's been terrible. Braves bullpen has not. I don't know. Just leave this one. This is just ugly. This one is my, wacko parlay site of the day. Right? So take the Braves and Mets game over the prize picks, over the underdog, over the drafters. That let you, 10-leg parlay at, plus EV odds. Insight says Dodgers back last season went off back-to-back games. We're left 5 or few men on base, and the total's listed 11, 16 and 1 straight up. Oh my goodness! I should have even read that, dude. That was so good. I should have teased that. But anyway, for the audio only people, that's the kind of stuff going on in the chat. Like in case you thought I was just kidding. That's the kind of stuff going on in the chat. You can hop over to YouTube. You could see it after the fact. Sometimes I do it myself. And while you're there, man, press the button, press the thumb. Notifications and the stuff like that matters more than it should. Appreciate everybody supporting the show, man, for real. Next up, Tanner Houck is back for the Red Laundry on the road on the bump against JV, the old man, Justin Verlander, and the Astros. Oh my God, how am I going to get to all this work? All right, so Houck is back. I like him a lot, but I don't generally support pitchers off the IL. He got hit in the face. Verlander's been excellent. The Astros have been excellent. And I'm still kind of sour. I lost at my F5 on Boston yesterday. Passed and jumped out to a 3-0 lead, and they still lost. So Verlander at minus 155 is probably the play. But Houck might also be good. So I'm just kind of fading this one. I don't want to pay the tax. But I definitely think the Astros get it going. Their offense is just smoking right now. Though I have been advising people, keep in mind, they're very slanted towards lefty basher. You have a 400 WOBA versus lefties last 30. That is nuts. So I'm just fading this one again. Verlander's been awesome. Houck is very good. Both offenses have been good. So it's a perfect spot for a fade again. Boston bullpen starting to correct. Houston bullpen has been lock it down. Like lock it down. Next up, Brian Woo is back for the Mariners, -150 favorite on the road against Clev Dog, Mr. Sunshine, and the Pale Hose, those stinky White Sox. Oh, this was another favorite I had. So you could bin this one, Seattle. If you wanted a three-leg it, you also could three-leg. Like, I might even, that's like a nice parlay piece also. If you want to do the donkey parlay. Dodgers, Rays, and Mariners. Though I think I have this one modeled up for a run line cover, which I do. So if we can get plus money on that one, we'll take that. Jay, if you get even money, even let's say -105, I don't want to go any worse. So let's go with the run line cover. I got Brian Woo on the bump, been pretty good. 4.7 ERA, but the earn run indicator is a lot better. Again, expected ERA 3.4, Sierra at 3.9. When those two numbers are in agreement, sub 4, a run separated from the actual ERA, you can expect a positive regression. 18.5 K minus BB, 32% ball, 65 first strike, 34 O swing. He's been really good. Also, do me a solid, Jay. Excuse me, check the... Right, so let's take that for sure. We got plus 105 at least on the run line. We're going to take that. I also like to see the Brian Woo walk props if those are up. Again, we like unders on guys just coming up because he might not get the full load. I don't know if it's going to be posted yet. I don't think it is yet, yeah. So Brian Woo's walk props are not up, but you keep an eye on those. That also, if you can same game parlay, it might be a good interlocking piece if you want to avoid the run line greed. Seattle money line plus Woo under 1.5 walks could get you home. Again, he's been excellent. He's been excellent on the road. Plus metrics agree. Clev Dog kind of stinks. 3.2 ERA. You can't buy any of that. It's garbage. 5 Sierra. It's not good. He has a 1.57 ERA last 40 days. This is going to collapse on him in a major way. We're not buying it. It happens today. Seattle offense rocking and rolling now. One of the better offenses in the league. I don't know why people are. You got to get with the waves, man. Got to get with the sine waves. Top 3 in double steals, runs, average, OBP, OPS, ground ball rate, pull rate, barrel rate, WOBA, WRC plus. I mean, it's really good, man. They're rolling. And the bullpen's been good. 2.9 ERA last 43. Chicago White Sox bullpen has a 7 ERA last 42 innings. So there's like that piece to put it together. Player props savant, my dude. I was up in your room yesterday. Again, the restaurant where the chefs eat. This is not about the negativity that happens in the Twitter space. Those jamokes out there knocking each other down, stealing each other's work. We are the rising tide that lifts the ships. I advise you follow Matt Williams. I advise that you follow Player Prop Savant. Make sure you follow Monotone Football. Make sure you watch Pass the Prop. Make sure you cash those tickets and rate, review, and subscribe. Yo, PPS in the house. Again, this is, you can see it's happening. We're building like this. Like they're going to be like the Justice League. Hopefully, when the dust settles after we've had, legalization of betting came in. We ended up with saturation of the market. We ended up with a bunch of idiots that got big platforms that were given the microphone. That is failing. A lot of these companies are failing. People understand that the content is garbage. At the same time, there are really sharp people like us making our way through the world on a bowl full of water, flying around a bowl full of fire, and hopefully we're going to get the nod someday. Like they used to say around here, they open a book, we're going to get upped. And I'm telling you, it just may happen. If it does, Player Prop Savant, you see me and him sitting across from each other, wearing ties one day. Woo! Let's go get him, everybody. Support your good handicappers, okay? All right, here we go. Next up, I don't know how we're going to get to all this shit. We're going to go long again. It's Bailey Ober and the Twins on the road against Wade Miley and the Brewers. Oh, right in time for the Brewer stuff. I know I bet on Ober F5, so I don't want to bury the lead. I want to hurry up. Ober's been very good. 3.4 ERA, 113 whip. All the indicators agree. I love the control, the sub 5% walk rate. We love that. 65 first strike, 38 O swing. So he gets up, gets ahead, makes you chase his junk. I've been a big Ober guy. Again, 5.5 ERA last 40 days, but the Sierra down below 4. I'm not really buying it under the hood. I think he gets it done against Milwaukee and Miley. I see the 3 ERA, 117 whip, but K-Milwaukee ERA and the Sierra north of 5. I think there's some negative regression coming from Miley. The Twins have hit lefties. The Brewers have not hit righties at all. They're very much a lefty-righty split. Check it out. 296 team WOBA, 295 expected WOBA last 30 versus righties. 234 team batting average for the Brewers, 678 OPS. The problem with the Twins is the strikeouts, but if they can get the stick on the ball, I think they get it done. F5, we got that one for -110. Oh man, I'm going up against my dude. Best friends forced to do battle like medieval times. Well, he's got the crew today. I'll tell you what. Jay, how about we meet you? I'll meet you in the middle. Let me get my Twins at 5. Let me just cash a little something, and then you take it over because you got the bullpen edge anyway. So maybe we got a little double result today. Twins through 5, Brewers with the win. Next up, Golden, Graham, Ashcraft, General Mills, holler at us. Plus 125 dog on the road against Paisan, Luke Giolito, and the Halos. Ashcraft, again, you got to throw away these season-long stats. I've been supporting this guy the entire year. Man, he was hurt. And they kept rolling him out there, and he was wearing ridiculously bad starts, and they threw off the entire season-long stats for Ashcraft. Last 40 days, 2.5 ERA, 4.4 xFIP, 127 stuff plus on the season. The guy's a ground ball machine, and I love that. Plus, the LA offense is just in the trash right now. Bottom 3, average, OBP, OPS 208, team batting average, 5% walk, 38 chase, 60 WRC plus. Just absolutely despicable. The Reds offense not really looking any better. I did not print this one. Maybe my F5 wasn't up. Yeah, player prompt says Ashcraft been a wagon. It's true. Dude, people see these full game stats and they get married to them, not realizing, I know it's just something you and I talk about off season, during the off season with injuries, kind of injury splits. You gotta separate Ashcraft with the injuries, and you see awesome, garbage, IL, awesome. Right now, he's hot, looking really good. Giolito, it's been a massive struggle. He has an 8 ERA last 40 days, 5 xFIP, nearly 5 Sierra. It's been a really rough go for him. I was hoping the move would help him out. Maybe he gets some aid from the Reds offense, which has stunk as well. I guess I'm going to fade this one. Reds have the distinct edge in the bullpen. If you want to play the Reds, it should go full game. Player prop again says, need to make sure this is posted in here. Zach Geloff might be the greatest hitter of all time. I see you. We love Geloff, my spirit animal, carrying my roto teams right now. My dude is Mickey Mantle. Absolutely. Okay, I think the Reds are actually a pretty strong play. Money line, Jay, I would take that one because Ashcraft's a pop to go late and the bullpen at the back end's been good. So if we're getting plus money on the Reds, I'll take that money line. Let's move it on. I'm going to try and hustle through the rest of this stuff, man. Next up, this is just the auto fade. I did get the over on the Royals and the A's. I have been telling people to be wary of betting anything on the A's. Again, Hollywood Hogan Harris is going today. Hogan's hero is Harris. On the bump against Angel Zerpa for the Royals with Cheese. Again, like, I like the strikeout stuff. I've been playing these hitter props or totals. You don't get your money back on pitcher changes. I wouldn't really bother with these teams right now, especially Oakland. And then when you're getting these opener situations of these indiscernible kind of starters, don't even bother. I guess there might be something to be said to just kind of blind over. Both of these, the offenses do kind of stink. Casey's been a lot better as of late. Oakland is starting to click up as of late. They made some player additions. Geloff at the center of that. These teams, that's it, man. You're going over or not at all. Again, the answer here is probably in the bullpen where, like I said, this is when we got the over. Kansas City, 5 ERA list, 54 innings, double-digit walk rate, double-digit barrel. Oakland, 5.5 ERA list, 51 innings, 11% barrel. Again, so they have 10 combined losses in the past 2 weeks as a bullpen. It's posted in Canada. Oh, Canada, man. What a country. Just leave it. Just leave this one alone. It's just no point. Next up, I want to get to this one because I do have a play. Texas and the White Wolf of Winterfell, John Gray, on the bump, on the road. Woo! Plus 112 dog against my dude, Zach Gallen, and the Snakes with shapes on their back. Man, Arizona's starting to fall apart. The offense starting to click up just a bit, getting the contact going, getting the walk rate going, getting the swing and strike. This is the stuff that we talk about. When you like the talent in the team and them in the tank, begin to look for upticks in disciplinary stuff. Once they stop the swing and miss, begin to take increased contact. You hope that opens the door to quality of contact. So we've seen that again for the Arizona Diamondbacks. I'm going with them. I was surprised to see this one as close to even. I think I got this one at minus 110. Again, Jay, let's get the F5. Both of these bullpens have been so whack. I mean, they're really hard to back. I'd rather just get in and out with Gallen on my F5, even if it's going to cost me a couple cents. Uh-oh, I'm starting to see big numbers posted. That means the daily K leader. Babe, wake up. Babe, wake up. The K leader's up. Yo, babe, what is it, honey? Yo, the K leader's up. So F5, I'm seeing some minus 125s, minus 130. No, that is first 5. There's 1.5 posted. It's totally unusual. So if we can get 125, I'll go there. If not, I'm really not interested. I hate paying juice to go up against Texas. Again, you got to make that part of your calculus. Texas offense, and they're starting to click back up. So the BA and stuff is a little bit low. But again, you're seeing the disciplinary stuff tick up. Plus, they're lifting, hitting it hard, and barreling the ball. Again, if you're looking for production, those are 3 good places to get it. So I might have blown this one. Nathan Cerner, new name in the chat. Welcome aboard to the restaurant where the chefs eat. Appreciate you. He's leaning on the D cracks. F5 money line. I post that as well. He also is an F5U4. I think that's very interesting. Again, I'm not ever saying I'm right and you're wrong. I'm not like that, right? I generally don't go under 4 because I feel like, man, that 4th run, I want to cash on the 4th run. Anyway, man, I might have moved this one or maybe just the general market. I see 2 minus 125. I'm like staring at him, Jay. I want the bet 365 minus 125. So if you can get Arizona minus 125, even minus 130, I guess you take the F5. And if not, move it on from there. Next one is a bit of a fade for me. Oh, it's the K leader's up in Canada, so it'll be up in a few minutes. It's Jesus Luzardo and the Miami Marlins plus 160 dogs on the road against Wakey, Eggs, and Blakey and the Friar Tucks, those pesky Padres. That offense is just not to be messed with again. I know the Padres are good, but we timed it to the T. Again, gold star on the nose of the crew here. Elf of love. All the rest of you haters suck it. Jesus Luzardo, who was carrying me to fantasy glory. You got to be careful. He's got the season stats going in the other direction, lighting up the board, but as of late, 7 at 0.4 ERA, 5 Sierra last 40 days, falling apart a bit. You got to be careful against the Padres, particularly lefties. Number 1 WOBA, number 1 expected WOBA versus lefties. All of the disciplinary stuff through the roof. 21K to 10.5 walk for the Padres. 9 swinging strike, 28 chase rate, 88 on contact, 11 barrel. Think about that. The best in chase rate, top 5 in contact, also top 3 in barrel. You know, you got to look out. There's a chance Luzardo just gets absolutely smoked ham today. But there's also a chance he gems. Right? We know Snell has been awesome, but there's always also a pop that he just implodes because the control is terrible. Something you have to be careful of when you're playing against Miami. Although the disciplinary stuff, Miami's kind of going in the tank. They made those midseason acquisitions, and we thought it would have been really good. Player prop is benching Luzardo in fantasy. I hear I benched him also. Dude, if I told you some of the people I benched him for, I think I benched him for Matt Libator in a big spot. Libator's got the A's. I need wins. Fantasy is what it is. Luzardo might just get yoked today. He's not been good. And the Padres are smoking. Miami bullpen has been good, so I think that's why I'm going to stay off them for the team total. But that'll do it for the games. We'll have to make it up to bet stamp tomorrow, Jay. I want to look at the K stuff really quick. Okay, let me bring up my FanDuel. It's up and loaded. Okay, my K props are not up. But we could do just a quick one. Just really, really quick. We'll get out of here in the next couple seconds. Jay says Ashcraft is 130 to 1. All right. Don't tempt me with the prices, Jay. Don't tempt me with the prices yet. That's not how we're doing this. Okay. We're gonna do 2 ways, right? The 2 attack vectors, like we mentioned. We're gonna look for the pitchers with the best swing and miss, and we're gonna look for the teams that have the worst strikeout stuff, and then we're gonna get out of here. Okay. The best strikeout pitchers would be Blake Snell. He's probably going to be a favorite. Jesus Luzardo, Zach Gallen, Brian Wu, Yusei Kikuchi, Bailey Ober. I don't think Tanner Houck is not going to get the workload. So it's like a lot of favorites. No one really kind of standing out. That's okay. Other attack vector. Let's go over to the offense. The teams that we want to attack. Okay, and I'm going to try and come up with the matchups in my head. This is where I kind of get stuck because I don't have this like matrixed out properly. So hopefully we can figure this out as a team. Okay, we want to attack the Yankees. That was Josiah Gray. You want to attack the Reds, which is Giolito. You want to attack the Tigers. That was Miley. You want to attack Colorado. So, like, kind of looking at this, that's where I think I would build. That's Littell. I think just going by the board, I think I'm more into the really long shots here than anything. I'm expecting, again, it's not up yet. I'm expecting a few guys really juiced, and then the team guys, like the hitter based plays, to be all the really long ones. And we've seen those hit. We have seen pitchers you wouldn't believe hit. You know, Michael is hitting and stuff like that. Guys got with 11 strikeouts because they're facing the Twins or the Angels or the Rockies, like we mentioned. That's another one. The Angels for sure. Always got to keep an eye on it. Me and Jay, follow us on Twitter. It's going to be Ashcraft, right? So that's why Jay was all over it again. Jay, one step ahead. Appreciate you, dude. Anyone facing the Twins can't be 130 to 1. So follow me on Twitter at John Laghezza. Follow the show on Twitter at Call to the Pen HQ. We'll put out the daily K leader. You know, we like to keep it to like, I'd say about 4 or 5 plays. And we'll go from there. Expect Ashcraft at 131. That'll do it. Thank you so much for picking up what we're putting down here on the fastest show in MLB, absolutely freaking anywhere. Jay, as always, doing the thing he does, unlike myself, who forgets things. Doing a nice slow saunter through the day's plays. So for you lazy video people, you can always go to the end of the video and Jay will hook you up. You can always go to BetStamp. You could follow our bets. Just put in Call to the Pen. Download the BetStamp app. BetStamp.app/Call to the Pen. Tell them Johnny sent you. Tomorrow we'll do the real readout. And that'll do it, man. Good luck, everybody. We got a couple of nice plays. We are like right where we want to be. I've been doing really, really well on my sub site. You know, we don't have access to those props here. I'd be playing them. I don't keep that stuff to myself. But if you're into the under hitter strikeout props, I mean, we're hitting them at like a 60% clip and they're like plus 150 average odds. So obviously there's something broken. If it has a plus 40% implied probability, we're hitting them at 60% or better. And then again, I turn $1 into 10,000 doing this stuff, which is like just absolutely absurd. So enjoy the games, enjoy your day when we're done with the book, enjoy the pay. Really do appreciate you all. Rate, review, and subscribe because that shit matters more than it should as we slowly climb towards 1,000 subs. And remember, when you work this hard, it is a lot less like luck, yo. We see you tomorrow, yo. Peace.